our VSCode hint, tip, and trick of the week, and this one is a new one for me. So my old go-to for .env files, which you're using a lot of these days, was basically a VSCode tool called .env. But now there's a new one out called ENV, which does a lot of the same things, but does a couple extra things too. So in this one, it has the same, syntax highlighting and everything, which I thought was pretty neat. But it allows you to actually fold too. So you can actually fold your commented sections in your .env, which I thought was really slick. So if you create sections with a comment and then have a space, you can actually fold them up.
Oh, nice.
And that's really handy when you've got some crazy places. Like we have some data source lists that we have probably 30 data sources on some apps. And so each one has its own, username and password and maybe like IP address or location of the database, even database names sometimes. So we might have 5 or 6 different settings for every data source, and that list gets really long. So it does do formatting as well, so you can actually format the file and it'll clean it up for you, tidy it up and everything. So yeah, something real simple, but it's really helpful. The highlighting has helped me find a few issues with mine, and I really like the idea of the folding. So I already installed that one. I've started playing with it. So ENV on Visual Studio.
Is there a limit? Like, what's the max number of variables you should be using, or?
I don't think there's a max.
Common sense max.
Yeah, without the .env tool that we use with CommandBox, it gets kind of hairy because obviously if you've got 3 different sites that you work on, saying you have the variables named the same, and you're doing old school Windows system environment variables and changing them, you got to make sure you name them all differently, and that's kind of weird. And if someone's using an app with the same variable name, that's why the .env file is nice. It just loads it up into your CommandBox environment variables, not your system environment variables, and makes life a lot easier. But I don't think there's a limit. I guess we'll find out soon, huh? Yeah. Okay, so that's our VS Code hint, tip, and trick of the week. That was our VS Code hint, tip, and trick of the week. Brought to you by Modernize or Die Podcast, CFML News Edition, proudly sponsored by Order Solutions. You can see the new episodes every week on cfmlnews.modernizeordie.io or on the Order Solutions YouTube channel.